Hey, welcome to the Automation Land. This is Hamim Alam. So in the previous video, we have installed Java on our operating system, and we have also installed IntelliJ, which is the IDE that we are going to be using, and we also have created our first project, Java project, but we did not talk about the Java project that much that day, right? We just created it, and we did not talk about anything. So today, we're gonna be talking about the project structure, and we're also gonna be talking about Java a little bit, and we're also gonna be creating a simple Java program, and we're gonna be running it and see how that executes, right? So before we start writing our code, I want to talk about Java a little bit. So Java is basically an object-oriented programming language. So what do you mean by object-oriented? So object-oriented is also known as OOP, OOP, right? So object-oriented and OOP is basically a methodology to design a programming language with classes and objects and classes, right? So it's basically a methodology to design that language using classes and objects. So what do you mean by object and class, right? So object is nothing like whatever you see beside you, right? Those are like around you, like those are basically object. It has state and behavior. So just like car, bike, keyboard, mouse, right? These are all objects. And what is class? So class is like those like collection of those objects is a class. Class is also known as like blueprints of its object, right? So yeah, so right now we're gonna be talking about the Java project that we created the other day. Okay, so we created the Java project, the first Java project, right? So whenever we create a Java project, by default it will build the project, okay, and then we'll have like some folders, right? So this is the folder that you will be looking for, which is src. So we call it source folder, okay. So we're gonna be creating class. So we're gonna have to create if we want to write code in Java, right? We have to store it somewhere, right? So we store it in a class. Okay, we have to create a class and then we code in class and then we just execute those code, right? So we're gonna be creating class and then we'll write some code in there and let's see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna be creating a class. So first what I wanted to do is like right click on the src, okay, and then you're gonna be going to the Java class, okay, new Java class, click on it, okay, and then you're gonna see a window pop up, and over here you're gonna be seeing multiple options, right? So class, interface, enum, annotation, right? We're not gonna be talking about the interface and the enum right now or the annotation, okay. We're gonna be talking about the class right now, and then we're gonna be working with the class and everything, right? Classes and objects and everything, right? And those interface and enum we're gonna be talking about later in this course, okay. So for now we're gonna be creating class, but yes, one thing that you always have to remember, okay, that whenever you create a class, okay, make sure you start with the uppercase, okay, because in Java, like you're gonna have a lot of variables, a lot of method names, lots of class, right? So all the classes in Java by default they have, right? Everything starts with the uppercase, okay? So anything you see that's starting with the uppercase, just remember that's a class, okay? So we're gonna be following the same rules. We're gonna be creating class, our own class with uppercase, okay. So first letter has to be uppercase, and then just the way we created our first Java project, right? We did like camel casing. So we're gonna be creating classes exactly the same way, okay. So we're gonna be creating class. So our class name is gonna be first class, okay, first class, all right, first class, and then we're gonna hit enter, and there you go, we have our class, right? So inside the class we have to write some code, right? So what code are you going to write? Okay, in the class you can have like variables, you can have methods and everything, right? So we're gonna be focusing on only one single method right now, which is main method. So what main method does, main method is basically like it will help you to execute your program, okay. So we're gonna create a main method, okay. So just write main, okay, and then it will show you the like the suggestion. You just click enter, hit enter, and then there you go, you have your main method. And you also have this green arrow, right? So that's the way you can run, debug or your program, right? So the thing is like right now we want to write some code in the main method. So what code we want to write? For an example, I'm just gonna write like simple code, like I want to print out my name or something, right? So I just do sys out, right? I mean sys out sout, right? SOUT. So that's the short for system.out.println, right? And then we're gonna hit enter. So there you go, we have our first code over here. And then I want to print something, okay? And then what I have to do, I want to print my name or something, right? Something I want to print. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put that in a double quotation, okay? And then I'll write there, hey, I am Hamim and I love coding in Java. Okay, so this is our code, right? This is our code, and then we want to execute it, right? We don't have to save anything at this moment because IntelliJ by default it saves everything before you run. Okay, all the files it will save automatically and before you run. And then what we're going to do, we're going to click over here, and then we're gonna be clicking run first class.main. So that's basically running this main method from this class, right? So we're gonna be clicking over here, and there you go. This is our first Java program, right? Hey, I'm Hamim and I love coding in Java. So yeah, that's it. And in the next video, I'm gonna talk about all the variables, okay, that we can use in Java and all the methods. So in the next lecture, I'm gonna talk about the variables and the data types and methods, okay? So stay tuned and please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.